about his experience with Moonshot and High Plains Invaders.
Moonshot was one of the funnest, but also the scariest shoots I've ever done in my life. The director was just fabulous. He warned us in the very beginning that he was going to put us through hell. That one of the points of this project was to show that these guys were actually going through a very hard time. You know, this was not a cakewalk to get to the moon, but the thing is that a lot of people think that it was a cakewalk. I thought it was a cakewalk, because I remember all of those transmissions, you know.
Houston, my hair is on fire. What's the we're about to die.
Because they're so chill. They're like fighter pilots, right? They're not going to be upset about anything. So we kind of have this sense that it wasn't so hard. And also, for the first time, we were able to build the set exactly the same size as it really was. Because now we have digital technology. We have cameras as big as a chapstick, basically. So, you know, like, I'm watching Apollo 13, you know, and Tom Hanks has got this big old capsule, you know, and he can move around, and I'm sitting in my little capsule, all these wires and stuff, everything like that. But we knew that going in, and every day he'd be like, "Hello, my heroes," as if to say, "Don't you break on me today." But in a nice way, in the right way, you know. But I discovered that I actually have a phobia. I used to think that I don't have enough fear. I have gotten myself into some really bad scrapes because of, you know, in hindsight, I should have been scared of that, you know. But I found out that I have a fear of smothering, and they had it. Early in the program, I guess they still do, they have two helmets, basically. And the first is a sheath of glass that's almost skin tight. And the second is the helmet that we normally see. When there's good airflow, it's really not a problem, but in a lot of shots, we couldn't give us air because we'd see the hose sticking out of our pants or whatever, you know. So a lot of times there wasn't really a lot of oxygen to the experience, and I would have this reoccurring dream where I was submerged 2 inches below the surface of the water, and I couldn't move my feet, I couldn't get air, and I'd wake up every morning to that one and time to go to work. But like we didn't want to, but the thing was all 3 astronauts were going through the exact same thing. We were freaking out over oxygen deprivation, basically. But we knew that if we freaked out, we were going to freak out the other 2. So we were all trying to keep chill. It's not like we were trying to be macho or trying to show off to each other. We're trying to help each other. And I think in some way that might have been true of the team that went to the moon. The High Plains Invader project was interesting. Really good director. Chris was a fabulous director. Working with a Romanian team. You know, usually when I go to England, man, there's no difference between Hollywood and English filmmaking, but the Romanian crew, like, the thing that really made me mad was, there was a pretty good camera crew, but they would not be quiet. Like, if they weren't being used, they would blow takes on just messing around, just kicking rocks, talking to each other, and sound is the part of filmmaking that's the easiest thing to destroy. You know, just one little buzzing saw when it's not supposed to be there, you have to take it again. And there were just kind of like, you know, guys, we can be better than this. We don't have to take so much time getting this in the can if everyone just pays attention, drinks coffee, and does the job. But the fact that, and frankly, the other cast members were fabulous and really, really wonderful. But I had a little, you know, frustration with the camera crew. But other than that, it's really cool. But very muddy. What you don't understand is that our feet were like about a half a foot into the mud. And like trying to walk like a cool cowboy. I'm finally like, you know what? That's why cowboys walk like that. And I just gave over to it. Like, I'm just gonna look like an idiot. But like, when I think about it, a lot of those cowboy movies are kind of stomping around like that, so. That's my answer.
We want to thank